Hello, hello, my beautiful students. How are you today? I hope that you are pretty nice, pretty well. Eh, For that reason, we are going to continue with the topics that we were having during our last class. Okay. For that reason, let's go with everything that we have here for you today. Yes, we are going to be practicing our listening, indeed. But also we are going to be having other activities here for you today. Very well. Let's continue with this that I have here for you. Let me share with my screen in order to be helping you. Excellent. Here we are. Very good. Okay. Welcome one more time, my beautiful and advanced level. Let's get to learn this that I have here for you. Oh my goodness, what are we going to do? This is going to be super easy. Don't worry. Let me come here closer, my chair. That's cool. That's it. Well, let's start with this. During the last class, I remember that we were talking about the modal verbs. Yes, that's cool. But today we are going to continue with certain things that I have here. We can do it. Modal verbs. And maybe we are going to continue with the reflexive pronouns. The reflexive pronouns, what are those? Wait a minute. You are going to be learning about them. First of all, let me tell you hello. It's good to see you again. I'm certainly glad to see you again. And this little vampire is saying, hi, human. So we have formal and informal greetings here for you. Which one do you prefer? Very well. Let me know. Let me know, and we are going to be helping you. So here we go, first of all, with this. But well, let's continue with this that we have for you. Okay, pleasure. Where is my effect? Here is my effect. Very well. Okay, let's continue with this that I have here for you. Ea. 1, 2, 3. So during the last class, we were talking about some modal verbs. Today, we are going to be finishing with those modal verbs, okay? We are going to be talking about can, will, have to, must, and might. The easiest one. Because we are going to be having other modal verbs. So let's go little by little with this that I have here for you. Well, let me give you these examples in here. What? Yes, we are going to be having these modal verbs that, remember, that are going to be kind of specific verbs that are going to be helping us in certain things. With can, let me show you this. You can take a break when you are tired. Oh, will. The weather will be really cold tomorrow. Have to. You have to work really hard to pass the proficiency exam. Have to. Will. Can. You must have a driver license to drive a car. I might go to Starbucks with my friends after school. Oh, here we have different examples with these modals or modal verbs. But we are going to start with this. Yes, today I'm super cutie with my presentation, like verbs and drawings. Everything is going to be love and peace and so on. Very good. Let's go with can. Can is going to be for ability in few words, right? In few words. You can say their names and what they can do. Could you please tell me their names? And could you tell, can you tell me their professions? What can they do? Well, actually, I don't remember the name. Ah! Oh my goodness, I forgot the name of this one, but it's okay, it's okay. Frida Kahlo, and this is an actress, okay? She can act, she can paint, she can play tennis. Excellent, the ability that they have. Now, will, oh, remember that will is going to be for future. Future for quick decisions, promises, when you are using your heart with your decisions, if you words, I believe, I think, or for predictions and so on, for conditionals. So I will read these books tonight. I will read these books tonight. Will is going to be for simple future. Now have to. Remember that have to is for obligations, but for certain kind certain kind of obligations. They are going to be like when somebody else is asking you to do something, when somebody else says that you have to do something, or when you are under the law or certain rules, well, there is where you are going to be making use of have to. We have to arrive at school before 8 o'clock. Oh, that's going to be great. We have to arrive at school before 8 o'clock. Here we are going to be having this one. Have to. You have to keep breathing your heart until it opens. It's like an obligation that somebody else is giving us. You have to keep breaking your heart until it opens. That's nice. Oh, or for example, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. That is how we are going to be making use of have to kind of obligations. And must is when the speaker is super decided and the speaker super thinks what he or she is saying is super truth or the best or what we have to or we must do. Okay, it is for when you say that it mustn't, you mustn't copy during the exam, no debes. You don't have to, no tienes que. Those are going to be some of the differences that we are going to be facing in here. Okay. Must. Straight, prohibited, not enter. One-way signs, or for everything that it is not allowed, you are going to be making use of must. right? I don't care what you do during the night. You must be in the office at 9 o'clock sharp. I don't care what you do during the night. You must be here in the office at 9 o'clock sharp. Oh my goodness, that is the must or mustn't. And also, we have our beautiful should. Why should we hire you? Asking for advices. Why shall we hire you? Oh, you should. Well, she's a doctor. She should wash her hands. She should be patient. Deberías. Personal trainer. He or she should know how to use equipment, or he or she should be a good example. Excellent. Secretary. He or she should be organized, and he or she, well, she should be kind. Artist or artist, she or he should be creative. He or she should have a lot of time in order to create all their fantastic creations. Now, we are going to be talking about the difference between must and have to. Do you remember the difference between must and have to? Well, don't worry, because we are going to be working with that. Have to versus must. Which one is the difference, or what are the differences between these two? Let me tell you, must. You are going to be making use of must when you, as a speaker, or when the speaker thinks it is necessary to do something. When you are giving a personal opinion, or for written rules and instructions. Okay. And have to is going to be used when another person thinks it is necessary to do something. It is going to be for external obligations, and it is going to be for facts and not for opinions, okay? So, for example, here, the teacher is giving the students an obligations, or the teacher is giving to the students some instructions. Teacher, you must complete the essay by Friday. Here, I, as a teacher, or me as a teacher, I'm giving you, or I'm giving to the students, I'm giving the students an obligation or instructions. But if I say, we have to complete, students, we have to complete this essay by Friday. Oh, the teacher has given us the obligation or the instructions. Okay, as you were saying, here with must is go. I'm using must because I'm giving some instructions, okay? And here the student was saying, we have to complete the job, we have to complete the essay by Friday because another person thinks it is necessary. It is going to be an external obligation. I mean, someone else is giving you that obligation. and it is a fact, not an opinion. Let me tell you that we are going to be making use of had to instead of must in the past. When we are going to be talking in past, we are not going to say musted or something related to that. No. In present, we are going to be making use of must. And in past, must is going to say goodbye. And we are going to start with had to. That's the reason why I told you, yes, I know that you know the modal verbs, but there are always things that are going to be helping you. Some things that sometimes, because any reason you don't know, but it is super necessary that you can know because you are going to be using a lot these kind of exercises. But well, let's continue with this, don't worry. So, we are going to be making use of had instead of must, but when we are speaking in past, okay? For example, I had to pay my plane ticket yesterday. I had to pay my plane ticket yesterday. I cannot say I must to pay my plane ticket yesterday. No. We are not going to be having any more must in past, only in present. And have to is more common than must in questions. When do you have to finish the report? Yes, indeed, you can be making use of must. When do you must to finish the report? Yes, that could be possible. Yes, indeed, that can exist, but it is not going to be as common as if we were making use of have to. It is better if we use, when we are going to be asking a question, it is better if we make use of have to instead of must in questions, okay? In affirmative, present, must, and have to. Okay, in questions, in present, instead of must, we can be having have to. But in past, forget about must. No, never ever. Well, that was a must and have to. Don't worry, because we are going to be practicing about this. But now, let me show you this might and might not. Might and might not. What do I have here? So, this is going to be a modal verb that is going to be expressing or talking about probability. The difference with might or can is because might is going to be expressing just the 50% of probability that something is false. Okay, that's when we are going to be making use of that. What do you think? Easy, very good. So, as we were saying, why did he use might? Oh, because we are expressing 50% of probability that something is false. It might not be a good day for a picnic. It's cloudy and a bit chilly. Oh, maybe it could be truth, maybe it could be false. It's like a 50-50. 50% of probability, 50% good probability, 50% of that that could be false. Now, remember that when we are going to be talking about probabilities, we use can't have and couldn't have differently with possibilities. For example, 0% of possibilities, 50% of probabilities, 99% of probability, and 100% of probabilities. Here, in all this space, from 0 to 50, me recordaba lo de Hércules, de 0 a héroe, ta, ta, ta. Nah, this is going to be from 0 to 50. It's because the song is from 0 to hero, something like that. Well, from 0 to 50, we are going to be having may have, might have, could have, may not, mightn't have. That could be. But if we are going to be having more probabilities, we are going to be making use of can have, couldn't, and also was, no? Here I have some examples. You could have gone to London for your holiday. It was super possible. You can have gone to London. It's impossible that you were in London. You couldn't have gone to London. It is impossible. It is super expensive for you. So I mean, could it be possible, but not so much? And couldn't have, not possible at all. Really, not possible at all. Those are some examples of probability. It was small. Oh my goodness. Here it is, very good. Probabilities. Now, let's continue talking about might. Might. Is it as difficult as it sounds? No, but sometimes we have some situations with between might, can, may. We are going to be talking about each one of them. These are just examples of possibility and how we can be using these modal verbs in different tenses. But now here with might. When do I have to use might? Well, first of all, when you are going to be giving suggestions, you can be using might. For example, you might want to take a break. You might try this cake. You might not see him tomorrow. It's going to be a kind of difference from should. We are going to see a difference. For suggestions, also for possibility, it might rain today. It might possible go to the theater today. Well, or in conditionals, we are going to be making use of might also. If I had waited longer last night, I might have found out about it. If I enter the contest, I might win. That's when we are going to be making use of might. But also after might, we are going to be having other verbs, must and should. We are going to be making use of must when we want to talk about obligations and prohibitions. Must, obligation, I must do my homework. Mustn't, when something is prohibited. For prohibitions, you mustn't walk on the grass in the park. It is forbidden. This is going to be a part of the modal verbs at might and so on. Let's touch a little bit each one. No? And should is going to be used when we want to give some advices. You should eat healthy food. It's good for you. You shouldn't stay up till late. It's bad for you. When you are going to be making use of should, It is going to be for giving advice and more other things, but this is one of the most important reasons that we are having show. If you want to give an advice, but in a very polite way, no? You should eat healthy food, and also advices where the good things are going to be defeated. Okay, you should eat healthy food. It's good for you. You shouldn't stay up late. It's bad for you. That's good. It's bad for you. But maybe you can say, well, might is going to be for suggestions. Yes, you are suggesting to do this. You are suggesting to do another thing. But this might is going to be for suggestions, possibilities, and for conditional suggestions. Should is going to be for giving advices. Don't get confused with this. That's why we were waiting for this example that I have here. Should, advices, might, for suggestions that we are going to be having. Have to, remember, we are going to be making use of have to in order to talk about obligations. Police officers have to wear uniform. And we use don't have to in order to say that something is not necessary. To say that something is not necessary. For example, you don't have to pick me up. I'll take a taxi. Oh, you don't have to wait for me. I have my own car. Oh, you don't have to finish that food if you don't like it. Don't worry. For when you are saying that yes, have to is for obligations that somebody else is asking you. And when you are going to be saying that no, when we don't have or doesn't have, is when you don't need to do something. It is not necessary. You don't have to worry about it. Excellent. That is the difference. Remember, must, obligations, but when you as a speaker believe or thinks or says that it is important. And have to, the difference between have to and must is that have to is going to be used when somebody else, an institution, a person with more power is going to be asking or telling you to do something else. Okay, that is going to be the super situation. Very well. Now, let's continue. I don't know why the time is finishing. If we were working a lot together here, I don't know. Okay, let's continue here with our modal verbs. We are going to be having a short quiz with this. For example, let's choose the correct option. We are going to be in a library and we need to speak loudly. Uy, ¿qué sabe? Remember, you're in a library. You don't have to, mustn't, or are allowed to what? Let's see, don't have to, mustn't. Excellent. Remember, you are in a library. You mustn't speak loudly. Excellent. Here we have, don't forget to take an umbrella. It might, can, or should rain later. Might, excellent. It might rain. Possibility, 50 or 50. Cool. Now we are going to be choosing this. Were you early to school? May she? Does she have to? Is she allowed to? What could it be? What could it be? Oopsie, may? No. Does she have to? Is she allowed to wear you early to school? This is the best option, but we can be having other options too, don't worry. Is she allowed to wear you early to school? No, she isn't. Oh. Betty be ill. I've just seen her. Can, can't, or has to? Can be ill. I've just seen her. Seen her. Hey, now you vacuum the carpet. Pills already cleaned the room. Can't, don't have to, or mustn't. This is when it is not necessary for you to do this one. Okay, you don't have to vacuum the carpet, don't worry. Pills already cleaned the room. That's cool. Now, choose the correct option. Larry be at home. His car is outside. May, mustn't, must. What could it be? What could it be? What could it be? Larry be at home. His car is outside. May, mustn't, or must. What do you think? What do you think? Must be at home. Debe estar en casa. His car is outside. That's cool. Now I got another for you. I don't know what, take any electronic devices on school trips. What could it be the correct one? What could it be? You can do it. You can do it. I'm not allowed, no tengo permitido, no estoy permitida to take any electronic devices on school trips. It is the best answer because of the context that we are going to be having. Oh, choose the correct option. Whose pen is it? Whose pen is it? I'm not sure. It be Sandra's. I'm not sure. Whose pen is it? I'm not sure. It be Sandra's. Has to, must, or cool. What do you think? 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 It cool. It could be Sandra's because it's a possibility. We are not super sure about it. Whose pen is it? I'm not sure. It could be Sandra. ¿De quién es este lapicero o pluma? No estoy segura. Puede ser de Sandra. Now you be hungry. You've just eaten lunch. You be hungry. You've just eaten lunch. Can't, have to, are allowed to. What could it be? What could it be? You can't be hungry. You've just eaten lunch. Excellent. Students borrow up 2 for books at time. Students borrow up to 4 books at a time. Must, are allowed, can't. What does the context say? What does the context say? Students must, are allowed, students are allowed to borrow up to 4 books at a time. It is the maximum that they can be borrowing up. 4 books. Now, Mr. Black be angry with Mr. Black be away this weekend, but we're not sure. Mr. Black might, has to, must. What could it be? What could it be? Mr. Black might be away this weekend, but we are not sure because remember that is 50 and 50. Maybe 50 yes, maybe 50 no, or yes. I'm pretty sure 50%. Oh no, I'm not sure. 50%. So half and half. It is going to be made for possibilities. Now we speak Spanish fluently. He's been in Madrid for only a week. We speak Spanish fluency. He's been in Madrid for a week. What is that? What is that? Cool? Can, can't. Ay, my answer. We can't speak Spanish fluently. He can't speak Spanish fluently. He has been in Madrid for only a week. So it is not possible that he can be in there. Or that he can speak English like that. I was using my mobile phone a minute ago. It be somewhere here. I was using my mobile phone a minute ago. It be somewhere here. I was using my mobile